I mean, how can 1 month to celebrate Black History Month be enough? So we want to extend it to March and bring a very special edition of Swamp Talk.
Many people here, not only at Lando, but around the world, do not understand the importance of Black History Month. So we put together a full video of proof, importance, and contributions of Black individuals on our shared history, but with the twist. So let's get right into it. My good friend Samaya is joining me to talk about how some of the current Black icons have been making history.
Then we'll jump into culture shock, LGBTQ history, and a special hair segment.
Let's get started. Now we know how important Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks and others like them are. Why aren't you just tired of hearing about the same people and same events over and over and over?
So today we're going to tell you about some people who aren't known or recognized in their efforts.
First on the list is the Black Panther himself, Chadwick Boseman. He has honestly been a huge role model to the whole Black community and supported many charities such as the American Cancer Society, the Boys and Girls Club of Harlem, and more.
His main message he wanted to send to people before his recent passing is that no matter what your skin color is, you can do anything you want.
Next up is Tyler Perry. He's a well-known producer and actor who is widely known for giving back to his community and giving to those in need.
Speaking of giving back to those in need, he is a strong supporter of charities that focus on the homeless, such as Feeding America, the Covenant House, Hosea Feed the Hungry, and a lot more. He created the first major motion production facility to be exclusively owned by an African American. This studio is used to film all of his film and TV projects, which he is most known for.
Next is LeBron James. I'm sure you all know what he's about, but did you know that he's quite the philanthropist?
He founded the LeBron James Family Foundation, which helps promote education for students. He's an active supporter of non-profit organizations, including After School All-Stars, Boys and Girls Club of America, and Children's Defense Fund.
Last but definitely not least is John Lewis. His life's work was rooted in civil rights and politics. He became an activist as a student in the civil rights movement. In 1961, Lewis became one of the 13 original freedom riders. He said that it was important to engage in good trouble, necessary trouble, in order to achieve change. He held to this credo his whole life.
He served in the House of Representatives for Georgia's 5th Congressional District from 1987 until his death in 2020.
Now let's go to Alex and Delaney for some culture shock.
Black culture and contributions all over the place, and I'm sure you don't even realize it.
In fact, Black culture has contributed towards and influenced music, fashion, slangs, and food.
Food like fried chicken. That's our culture like many may seem to think it. As delicious as fried chicken is, that stereotype is old and played out. Let's learn about some of the actual foods that Black culture has influenced.
Foods that we eat today that Black culture contributed towards are foods such as French fries, mac and cheese, creme brulee, ice cream, akarahe, and African American cultural foods are fufu, gumbo, my favorite, black-eyed peas, collared Jamaican jerk chicken, and cornbread. Yo, Alex, those shoes are pretty fly. Where did you get them?
These, they're just my Jordans, I have to wear them with my hoop earrings and my denim baggy jeans. Actually, my inspo for this outfit actually comes from the influence of Black streetwear. Yep, my kicks were worn way back in the 1980s.
1980s, due to the rise of hip-hop culture, the Michael Jordan and his brand 1985 soon became popular. These sneakers are predominantly worn by children of color. Urban Black youth launched the popularity of the trainer culture.
Delaney, you're acting so unprofessional. We're literally live. Put the lip gloss away.
Oh, Alex, I know! You're not telling me to put away my Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb by Rihanna.
Oh, but yes I am. We have more serious matters than some fixing up some makeup.
Yes, but this is a serious matter. Rihanna's worth $1.7 billion, making her the country's youngest self-made millionaire. Along with that, her makeup brand, Fenty Beauty, is valued at $2.8 billion, aiming to show off diversity and inclusivity, with amazing shade ranges representing our deep-colored girlies, outshining other makeup brands that claim their inclusivity. It's Melanin March 2023. Give it up for inclusivity!
That's right, and her fashion and lingerie brand, Savage X Fenty, is valued at $1 billion, allowing people to proudly show off their curves and beauty.
On top of her entrepreneurship, she is the second richest Black female entertainer in the world, next to Oprah Winfrey.
Another Black icon! Having color influencers in the media and showing the importance of Black representation allows girls and others like us to show off their Black girl magic.
And speaking of music, didn't Black influence contribute to the music we listen to today?
That's facts.
Jazz music arose in New Orleans in the late 19th century. Many African Americans who did not read music would play improvised music for parades and gatherings, which would soon be known as jazz. Country music can be rooted back to the American South's racial climate. The black influence on country music starts with a banjo. Lutes brought to America by slaves became a part of slave spirituals and field songs. The sound of country music spread to white audiences, being portrayed through blackface, appropriating its origin. And in the 1970s, black DJs in the predominantly black Latinx black areas of the Bronx used turntables to expand the drum breaks of popular funk, disco, and rock songs. DJs used electronic music technology to produce their own songs and records. This became hip-hop. Genres like K-pop originating in Korea have a strong hip-hop influence.
Hope you learned some pop and culture shock.
Give it up for your favorite melanated girls.
Woo! Now let's pass it over to our next history lesson. Thank you!
Hey Gators! For this segment, we'll be talking about the importance of African American hairstyles.
Shall we start with some history to educate our audience?
I think we should.
Well, we can start by talking about the beautiful long braids that we see some of our melanated girls rocking around the school.
Yes! So what jump-started their popularity again?
Well, it all originated back 5,000 years ago in African culture, where braids were utilized as a form of art by the Himba people of Nambia.
Matter of fact, this kind of style has expanded across multiple cultures over the centuries. Like from Egypt with the Afro-box braids, Native Americans, Caribbean with modern cornrows. And this hairstyle continues to evolve and expand more and more.
That's really cool. But we all know that braids aren't the only hairstyle.
Absolutely. Styles such as locks, bantu knots, twists, waves, and afros are worn all the time.
Which hairstyle do you have right now?
Oh, these old things? They're starter locks.
And do you mind telling the audience what that is?
Starter locks are the first stage of the lock process. It can be started with coils, braids, twists, and backcombing. Every 3 months or so, I gotta get a retwist.
Yeah, Tiana, you clearly need a retwist. Out here looking like Sideshow Bob from The Simpsons.
Okay, not too much now. Moving on, I've had the pleasure to interview one of my favorite black hair business owners. I use her products for my locks almost every week. Miss Pam is the owner of My Shade and Texture, a beauty supply store located in Tampa, Florida.
Oh, that's right. Didn't you interview her?
Well, she gave me some good information about taking good care of my hair and much more. Let's check it out now.
We are a natural hair beauty supply retail store. We also have a pop-up salon where we host local and visiting hairstylists applying products that may not be good for them. Just because it's natural does not mean that it's good for your hair. And the same could be said for relaxers, texturizers. Well, we've been in business since 2004. So I opened my doors just shortly before COVID. And so I just really want to thank the community for standing behind us. The support of our community here in the Tampa Bay area and outside of this area has been nothing short of amazing. So
That was really cool. I didn't know some of that.
I know, isn't she great?
Yeah, she's amazing. Speaking of things I didn't know, let's go to Tavion and Allie with some facts I bet a lot of you guys didn't know.
Hey Gators!
Today, Ali and I will be covering the Black LGBTQ impact on the world and how it affects us today.
Let's kick it off with some history. Can we acknowledge that black individuals have always been at the center of the LGBTQ liberation movement?
Marsha P. Johnson and Storm de la Verre were very significant figures in the Stonewall Uprising of 1969.
The Stonewall Uprising?
That's right, it all went down in New York in the gay refuge called the Stonewall Inn.
Didn't that have to do something with the gay liberation movement?
Yes, in the 60s and previous decades, LGBTQ individuals were faced with constant discrimination and hate. They found this place for refuge in this specific era.
So what I'm hearing is they disturbed the peace because their peace was disturbed?
That's right.
In addition to those tragic events in history, let's talk about some pioneers who paved the way for black people in the LGBTQ movement. Tavion, who was the first openly transgender black woman elected in public office in the U.S.?
Andrew Jenkins.
And who was the first black person elected in public office?
Keith St. John.
First lesbian federal judge in the U.S. history.
Deborah Batts.
Okay, and the transgender pioneer for marriage equality.
Let's see. Lucy Hendrick Andrews?
That's correct! Tavion, congratulations. You got 4 for 4. Do you want to, raise the score?
Let's see what you got.
Okay.
Name one singer-songwriter part of the LGBT community.
Saucy Santana.
Okay, name one actress a part of the LGBT community.
Alex Newell.
Okay, now name one social media influencer.
Markel Washington.
Per 3 is 3, and not as good as me.
Well, you're right. Can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Do you know about voguing?
The voguing? The dance culture that was created by Black and Latino communities back in like the 80s?
Yeah. Do you want to, go see if some gators know how to vogue?
Let's see.
Hey, Allie, I got a question.
Okay.
Can y'all vote?
We can.
Let me see it.
Come on.
Ow!
Oh.
Hey, Annabelle, I got a question.
What's up?
Can you vote?
Oh, of course I can vote.
Let me see. Okay. Ow.
I have a question. Do you guys know how to vote?
Yeah.
Can you do it? Oh.
Can you vote?
Yeah, I can vote.
Let me see it. Okay. I see you.
Ooh, they ate that one.
Yeah, they really showed out. All right, gators. Well, all the great things come to the end. The cast and I, and you.
Hope that you really enjoyed this special edition of Black History Month Swap Talk.
Bye.
Ooh, they definitely ate that
Ew.
one.
Hey, police.
Hey!
That's all, Gators. Thank you for tuning in to this week's special edition of Swamp Talk.
See you next Friday for another episode.